Business model that I think is blowing up. I think we should do this, or I want to do it for myself. Newsletters. I can't believe that they've become what they are today. They're basically the equivalent of a lead magnet and a low ticket product for free nowadays. You know, some do the paid, obviously, like in certain sectors, like you have a paid newsletter. You can do paid newsletters, but also what I've seen, like Cody Sanchez has one, Contrarian Thinking. She has a couple 100,000 people in there. She just talks about buying boring businesses, business in general, stuff like that. Good content inside of there. Absolutely free. I think it's once or twice a week. And she monetizes it by, you can go and click on her stuff and find her and do business with her. But also she gets Discover Card and franchise.com to, invest on a CPM level probably with her as advertisers. And that's amazing because you get to just give value. It doesn't really feel like you're selling. You understand like, oh, it's free, so I'm reading a little bit. If it's a good fit for you, you click. They obviously have success. But I'm seeing a lot of people build 7-8 figure businesses. And I think it's the equivalent of podcasting, right? Like podcasting, you're going to get a smarter demographic of person that's listening, paying attention, kind of like more like intellectually savvy. That same person is more apt to read. If straight up, if I'm sitting in the toilet and I had a newsletter to read instead of like swiping bullshit TikToks, I'd probably read a newsletter. That would be interesting. I love reading newsletters instead of like just jargon, you know what I mean? Because I can kind of get a little bit more in-depth stuff and whatever the case. I think newsletters, if you're not doing one, you totally should. It's crazy because like when we were coming up in this industry, it was all newsletters, but everything was paid. Now everything is free, which is just the difference in the model.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a new thing either.
No,
like back in the day, there was physical ones.
Yeah,
I think like Russell's brought back the No BS one. Like Agora. Like a lot of big financial companies always had the Motley Fool. Like there was a lot of paid stuff, but like you got a physical thing. Yeah. Really, really valuable. We talk about this a lot on the show of like businesses becoming media companies, or at least having media arms. And owning distribution. And so even if you don't start a newsletter, looking at like, does somebody have a newsletter that has my target customer that I can acquire? And now I have this great distribution arm to just sponsor and put my own ads in, own that channel that I can now place sponsorship ads in it, my own product ads in it, native kind of content pieces in there that push an offer. I can do my wait list for things. Like it becomes a lot easier to build a business and diversify if you own the channel. And plus it's like, a newsletter is going to get much higher open rates and engagement rates than dedicated sends. You're building more of a habit. And so putting ad units in there or just promotions in there is more effective way to reach people than just saying I have a big email list and I send them stuff every now and then.
Yeah, I look at it like I'm never going to make a course ever again in my life, right? So I look at it like it's a course, right? Like instead of making one, breaking things down in multiple newsletters, like tactical, even adding videos, just making it great. Just the reason you make courses, some people do it because like it can make you a lot of money, but the reality is it's the initial way for someone to like ingest a long amount of content that like satisfies their needs of like answering a problem that they have so they can get into the next phase of doing business with you. I think you can do a lot of that now with the newsletter and essentially save money and time because you don't have to optimize the conversions for a webinar or a ascension funnel or all those things because they can get pretty aggressive.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a great opportunity. It doesn't require a massive amount of effort. Obviously, there's multiple routes you can go. One is you're creating all the content, totally uniquely writing it. The other is you're an aggregator, right? So you look at what like Taylor's done or what the Morning Brew did, like just different people, like they're just finding great content on X, on just Google.
Yeah, it's definitely
search,
available, but
newsfeed.
even just aggregating it is like that is a job.
Yeah.
And it's like getting good content and aggregating it is like worth it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And there's great tools now. I know like Beehive is a big one. Morning Brew, the original team, they built that to build Morning Brew. And then when they sold Morning Brew, like let's create a platform for it. And it makes, I played around with it a bit. Like it makes making a newsletter really easy.
Yeah, it's great. It's basically a ClickFunnels for just newsletters, essentially. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So yeah, I agree. I think newsletter is a great model. Everyone should look at it, whether it's starting one or acquiring one.